Hello, Internet, your friendly neighborhood gremlin here. And today we've got another one of those 10 fact videos here for you guys today. I realize unusual facts is kind of an intrigue downgrade from secrets, but I mean, if I give away all their secrets now, what are we gonna do later? And to be fair, I thought all of these facts were interesting. So, don't discount the video yet. Maybe watch a couple. Though I am doing this in alphabetical order rather than in order of intrigue like we did with the secrets, because these are just kind of like facts. And our first interesting fact of the video is that Bee needs glasses, which again was one of those things that I just thought was kind of cute. I feel like she could probably wear eyeglasses and it would be fine. People also apparently regularly mistake her for a boy, even if she's wearing makeup and dresses. So I'm not entirely sure why that's a fact, but it comes from the e-card description. The glasses things comes from the pocket camp description. The e-card descriptions are a little older. There are lots of them that have contradicting e-card descriptions. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I mean, I'll probably do it anyway, because I made a list, but if you vocally object in the comments down below, I'll probably listen to you. Can't guarantee that that's the truth, but we'll work on it. And our next fact is that Boone really loves a good sunset. This comes from his pocket camp description, which reads, "People think Boone's all about muscles and protein shakes, but there's nothing he loves more than watching a lovely sunset while drinking a protein shake." It's nice that he has multiple interests. A lot of these characters are pretty much kind of a one-note kind of deal. Though I suppose that's not always true when you read their descriptions, but as far as personalities go, they have one. And oh god, New Horizons really made talking to villagers extremely unappealing. And our next fact is that Boots has a green thumb, and he's well into gardening. You may be able to tell that I went a little bit more nuts on the slides in this one. Went in and got a bunch of in-game assets and stuff. I don't know that anyone else finds it as visually appealing as I do, but I had all of yesterday to do this, and I don't know, it brings me joy. Anyway, diversion over, back to Boots. His love of gardening comes from his e-card description, which reads, "There's nothing Boots likes so much as gardening. He's crazy for daisies and mad about maples. He's got quite the green thumb." Of course, the rest of him's pretty green too. And here we have Chester, and apparently he doesn't sweat, which, counts him pretty lucky, I suppose. And this comes from his pocket camp description, which reads, "Chester isn't the type to sweat the small stuff. Actually, I don't think he sweats at all." Okay, really, we need somebody to go in on who this I person is. I need to know who's writing the descriptions. Probably not the most important mystery, but also the one I think I'd most like solved. And next on our list is Eloise, who is apparently always late. This is one of my biggest fears, or one of the things that spikes my anxiety the most. So I'm always extremely early for everything. I have to get to the bus stop 10 minutes early and just sit there in the cold for 10 minutes. Because otherwise I freak out. To be fair, I still kind of walk fast in the last little bit because I'm afraid somehow it's taken me an extra mystery 10 minutes or the bus is going to be early. To be fair, on Wednesday I did get the bus at 12:50 because the 12:40 bus was running 10 minutes late. Anyway, back to Eloise. We know that she's late from her pocket camp description, which reads, "It's not Eloise's fault that she's always running late. She's just not a morning person. Sometimes she'll go to bed fully dressed so she can sleep in that much longer the next day." Kind of a lousy excuse if you ask me, but let's head on to our next villager, who is Fauna. And she is apparently highly competitive. God, that's a hard word to say, competitive. I always want to put extra letters in it like that. It's competitive. Anyway, this is a thing that we know about her from her pocket camp description, which reads, "Fauna is polite, reliable, and loved by all. She really doesn't have any major flaws, other than her hyper-competitiveness. If you play cards with her, don't make eye contact." Which, of course, is one of those things I just really don't understand as someone who is extremely uncompetitive. By George, she's got it. So let's move on, so we don't have to say that word again. And we are, of course, moving on to Pekoe, who collects buttons. Her pocket camp description reads, "Pekoe's cute as a button. Coincidentally, she collects buttons. It is an extremely cute collection." Do any of you people collect things? I maybe collect old vintage Agatha Christie novels. I don't know if you'd call it a collection. I'm more of a need to buy them. I don't know. I like old pocketbooks. And some of the vintage books have wild covers, y'all. But do tell me what you collect down below. I'd love to know. And the next villager we're talking about is Piper, who is a perfectionist and has remained consistently so. Both her e-card description and her pocket camp description mention how much of a perfectionist she is. We've got the e-card, which reads, "Piper is a perfectionist. She thinks she must do everything just right. So when she tries something new, she gets frustrated and gives up if she can't do it right the first time. Maybe Piper needs to learn a new virtue, patience." And her pocket camp description, "Piper is the ultimate perfectionist, which is why she spends most of her time doing absolutely nothing. You can't fail at something if you don't try, which is extremely relatable. Not that I'd call myself a perfectionist, and most of my trouble starting things is executive functioning related, so maybe it's not as relatable as I thought. Anyway, we should move on to Soleil, who has the follow-through to finish anything she starts, which is, of course, an extremely commendable quality. Her Pocket Camp description reads, "When Soleil starts, she always follows through. Trying to knit the world's largest sweater has had her tied up for years. Apparently, the world's largest sweater is 49 feet wide and 60 feet long. It took 15 people 45 days to complete it. Just in case you were curious. I was curious, so I thought I would share." And then the 10th unusual unexpected fact of the video is that Tia prefers coffee to tea. I do not relate. Though admittedly, I don't drink a lot of tea either, and I really only drink the herbal shit. I guess sometimes I drink green tea, and a matcha latte is 10 out of 10. Sorry, this is definitely not about me. But let me know if you're a coffee or tea person or a hot drink person in general. I objectively struggle with hot drinks because they make me hot. Apparently that's not how that's supposed to work. My mother says she doesn't turn the temperature of the thing she's consuming. And I'm pretty sure I heard that some parts of the world people drink hot drinks to cool down, which sounds counterintuitive. But I guess if you do not become the temperature of the thing you are consuming, then maybe it helps. And after that detour, Tia's Pocket Camp description reads, "Tia has loved teacups ever since she was a little girl. Her collection is pristine. Why wouldn't it be? She's never used any of them, as she much prefers coffee to tea." But that was indeed our last fact of the video. So if you found any of these facts particularly interesting or surprising, or just had a good time hanging out with me, you could hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you collect, or if you like coffee or tea, or literally anything at all. And if you think you might like to do this again sometime, you could hit that subscribe button. And I will see y'all on Sunday. Goodbye!